engine's still kind of cold, but I don't know if you can see that vibration it's got in the steering wheel. And I feel like it's got a little worse after I had the exhaust shop do the exhaust. I don't know if they got it bound up a little bit, but you can mainly tell when it's idling. It doesn't, that vibration really is only when it's idling. And I don't know if it's, I don't think it is the exhaust. I think the exhaust could have made it a little worse, but it definitely had a vibration like this to begin with. Muddy path to the shop, so went sideways for a second. Went sideways again. Oh, we're spinning. Made it. It's mainly when it's in gear. It's hard to see it on the camera. Let's see. Let me give you all a point of reference here. It's hard to hold it steady enough to. Anyway. Take this off. I'm going to, I got some new injector nozzles. And so I'm going to pull the injectors out. The main point of making this video was showing y'all what it's like before. And we'll see if the new nozzles smooth out the idle any. The thing runs great, but I don't really know how many miles are on this engine. The odometer is from the parts car. Odometer's got 330 something thousand, or yeah. And the odometer on this one only had like 124,000. I don't know, 100 and. I kind of feel like this thing's definitely got under 300,000 on it. Looking at the car, I did a Carfax report on it, and I can kind of see when the odometer stopped working, you know, from the vehicle inspection reports. You know, it was moving, or the mileage was going up, and then all of a sudden, you know, then it was constant. So I can see when it stopped. So just estimating from that and the mileage it had and how long it took to get to that point, I feel like it's got less than 250,000 on it, but I really don't know. And so I'm sure it's probably the original nozzles that are on it. And so I think our best, not our best, I think new injector nozzles are going to help this thing run better. They probably need to be balanced, and so I think that's going to smooth this thing out, possibly give it a little more power, better fuel mileage, and so I think it's definitely worth the investment. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out, and I think instead of doing a time lapse on it, we'll just do this real time. Let me get everything I need, get it all set up, and we'll get started. Alright, the parts car was a lot easier because these lines were already off of it. I'm going to see if I can keep from undoing these and just pull all this off in one piece. Before I do this, let's take some brake clean. Just going to spray that down. I'm going to go turn the air on, and we will blow this out. Alright, I saved you off from the noise of the air gun, but it is all blown out. It's all cleared up. The freeways that I drive on, you get a lot of road grit, and it gets all over everything. And I guess the trucks kick it up. It's almost like a sand, and so there was a lot of that down in there, and I just wanted to make sure none of that got down in the engine when I pull the injectors out. So we've got it all blown out. We're going to go ahead and I think we'll start off by pulling these return lines off. And I'm just going to use a thing of channel locks, wiggle them back and forth, and just pull them off. These lines are actually in pretty good shape. We'll probably just reuse them. I do have some Tygon line. Like I said, this stuff seems to be in good shape. Looks like somebody replaced it not too long ago. But if any of it looks bad, we definitely will replace it. Definitely better than what was on that parts car. That one doesn't want to come off. That one's going to have to be replaced. So if one's got to get replaced, we'll probably replace all of them. And that just came off the injector. That just pulled off. So, that's not good. I do have another injector body, but was not expecting that. This hose is just stuck. Yeah, that one is. Well, I'm not going to risk messing that up anymore. We're going to split that line. Guess I should have done that to begin with. Split. Yeah, if you look at that, where that return line broke, it's kind of rusted out there. You can see it on the injector too, and it was really thin. You can see where it's been rusting away. So, we'll have to look at one of the ones off the parts car. There we go. Yeah, that injector, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's back there and water maybe gets on it, but that one is in kind of rough shape. It's really rusty on those return lines. So let's This one's got a piece of hose still stuck on it. I'm going to split that. Now that the return lines are off, I'm going to take a 17 millimeter, and I'm going to start here. That's going to be kind of hard to get to. Let's see. Let's start on this side. Just start, well, just crack these loose one at a time. I've had some comments about, you know, speeding up the videos, some complaints. And so I figured I'd do this one in real time, and I'll probably get complaints about the video being too long, because I get those too. But, you know, so what I tried to do was to try to do a balance of between the two, on trying to get a video that showed enough detail, you know, kind of give an overview of what I was doing, and then let's take these off, I think, and then length, you know, so I try to give you an overview and then speed up the video so you kind of still see what I'm doing, just sped up, because I feel like it gets a little boring me doing the work and y'all just watching, but maybe I'm wrong. So we'll leave this one full length. Hopefully it's not like a 2-hour long video. I'm gonna see if I have a 17 millimeter line wrench. I don't think I do, but I'm gonna see if I do. I did have a 17 millimeter line wrench. My thinking is that it might get in there better. I don't think the 17 millimeter will slip or anything. I just think that this will get in here better. Ouch. And we'll be able to get these loose without the wrench hitting, which it is. So I can leave all this together, maybe. I couldn't get that other wrench in between these lines. But yeah, so I don't know, you know, I guess different people like different kind of videos, and some people, you know, they're easy going, they're just along for the ride, which is, you know, I appreciate that, you know, however I post it, you know, you just watch and give me a thumbs up. But, you know, some people, they like them shorter, some people like them longer. So try to do my best to please everybody, but I can't please everybody. So yeah, that kind of sucks about that injector body back there. I don't know if that can be repaired. That one being the last one, you could probably braze that shut, because there doesn't need to be a return back there. You know, it's plugged off, but I do have the ones from the parts car. that one looks really rusty. This one's got a little bit of rust on it. This one looks really good. That one looks really good. So some of them are just kind of rusty. So, you know, that kind of makes me think about keeping these other. I mentioned in another video, you know, the guy was offering to rebuild them for if I'd provide an extra set of injectors. Send him 2, he sends back 1 rebuilt. Kind of makes me wonder if I need to keep that other set here and then rebuild the best of what I got. I don't know. I got new nozzles, and putting the nozzles in is no problem. It's balancing them, you know, doing the pop testing. And I've got most of what I need to do a pop tester. I do not have the lines. I guess for the purpose of doing this, rebuilding these, I could temporarily use one of these lines on my pop tester. I didn't think about that. So we'll think about that. I might talk to that guy and see what he says about, you know, this one being broken like that, because that's gonna mean I don't have a full set of good injectors. I should have split the line on it, but you know, I didn't have any problem. If it wouldn't have been rusty, it wouldn't have been an issue. It's the fact that that one was, you know, kind of rusted out. Kind of difficult to get in here. That one's popped loose. Let's just see if we can pop them all loose, and then we'll get a different wrench in there. I wonder if it would be easier just to go ahead and pull these lines out apart, you know, and pull them out. If I should leave it together. Let's see, we're gonna be able to get to this one. Let's see. Yeah. Make sure I can get to all of them. Let's see. Get this one in here. Also grabbed this little wrench. It's kind of one of those ones that comes probably free in some toolkit. And it's kind of small. It's got a small head on it. It's thin. It gets in here easy. So that's 3. I just got 2 more. Did I break this one loose? I think I did. Didn't I? Yeah. So let's see. Well, 6 minutes. It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, I did stop to go get a line wrench, so we're at we're longer than that. This is not looking promising. Let's see. Get into these. This one maybe. That one broke loose. Let's see. really don't. There we go. That's gonna be tough. Just raked across this little clip. They're all broke loose, so that's the hard part. I don't know that, I mean, separating them might have made it a little harder or a little easier, but I think this was definitely the quicker route, and it keeps them where they're supposed to go. I don't have to keep track of which ones go where. This little wrench is just kind of handy. It also fits a little looser, so it quicker getting it on and off. You know, it's got a little bit more slop in it. Makes it a little quicker. Yeah, I'm really bummed about this one breaking. I guess I should have split the lines. I'll give you all a close up of where it broke and how it's rusty. Always, I was gonna say I could always go to the junkyard and get one. I should have gotten, when I was at the junkyard, I should have grabbed one. That was before I had the parts car. And I saw one of these at the junkyard. I actually haven't been to the junkyard looking for one since I got the parts car, and I haven't actually seen one at the junkyard. I've got alerts set up, local pick apart. They've got 3 yards in the Houston area, 3 junkyards, and in their app you can set up alerts for vehicles. So I've got an alert set up so it'll notify me when they get one of these in, and then I check periodically too to make sure they don't get like a, I think I've got it set up for 300D. Make sure they don't, because sometimes I've seen one posted on the thing that they just listed as a 300 series, and so I check periodically, but they just don't have any, and they haven't in a while. Alright, lines are off. I'm going to set these in the shop. Alright, so now the job hopefully gets a little bit easier, because it was fairly easy on the parts car. I showed y'all this ratchet before, but y'all weren't really in, it wasn't in frame. This is that Harbor Freight ratchet I was talking about. You can see you can shorten it up or extend it, and like I said, that's about the length of my breakover bar, so it works really well. I'm just going to go through, I think, and break all these loose first. It's not going down on there. I don't know if those are, I don't have an issue with any of them. So let me see if I can find another 1 16". Maybe some of those return nozzles are hitting up against here. Let's see what I got.